Okay. Good morning, everybody. It is a Wednesday morning. I have started trying to stick to a streaming schedule, and that includes Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. Got started a little later this morning. It's a little after 9 a.m. right now, but better late than never. So um, today's session I think will be a little shorter, but I'm gonna run through this remix track that I've been working on. I've been working on it I've been working it on and off for like a couple months now. I think I started it a while ago, but I kind of put it aside and came back to it every now and then. This track is a remix of a song by an artist named Krisu, Krisu. The song is called Your Soul is Beautiful. You can find it on YouTube and Spotify. You can find the original. And the original is just this very pretty, gentle, kind of sad but peaceful piano song. And it keeps going. Add some more chords. It's kind of just like a continuous song. Doesn't have like too many major section changes or anything like that, but it's very pretty. It's about like 3 minutes long or so, a little more than 3 minutes. So I basically took it and took that main melody and added a bunch of layers, added some synths to kind of follow along the chord progression and those notes, those piano notes. And as you can see here, I have a whole bunch of other sounds. So I have a kick, a bass kick. This kick MIDI track is just the top of the kick that follows it and makes it have a little more high end. Some hi-hats, snapping sound, wubs, which is like low bass kind of sounds, like this. This piano track here is the original piano. This MIDI is like a fuzzier version layered on top that follows most of the notes, but not exactly. And I did that on purpose to give it a little more variation in texture. These bells, which add more high-end kind of reverby texture, very kind of atmospheric. Added some trippy vocal samples in here that are stretched out and doing various things. And then the fizzles is kind of like a high-end sizzle. Risers, got some weird risers in here that happen at different transitions, some pretty chimes, wind chiming sounds, white noise risers, again to help with some of the transitions. And then I've got this kind of strange, scary, ghostly strings, which I'm kind of using as a riser as well. But yeah, you'll hear it all in context of the track. On my mastering chain here, I have, well, let's see, what else should I mention? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's worth saying that, like, I don't really know what else to do with this track. I've added a bunch of layers and sound effects, spatial effects, atmosphere, and I think I'm pretty happy with how it sounds and how all the sounds kind of fit together. So this might be a case of, don't fix what ain't broken, don't add more stuff or change things just because I don't know what else to do. There's a quote, art is never truly finished, it's merely abandoned, and so maybe I've reached that point where I'm ready to let go of this track into the world. Let's see, what else should I do here? I was going to talk about mastering chain. Pretty simple here. Cutting off the lows below 20. Have a tiny bit of glue compression, which, as you can see, is only moving a dB or two there. Yeah, usually when I put the glue compressor on the master chain, I turn the attack all the way up, the release all the way down, and have it just doing a smidgen. In terms of the actual, I have Yeah, one thing I remember I noticed last time was that I didn't have as much high end as I wanted, which went through the layers and tried to kind of add more of that, but didn't quite get completely there. So I'm just adding a gentle, gentle. This is a some sort of saturator exciter thing, ozone exciter, to kind of take the frequencies above 2K and boost them just a little bit. Probably similar to if I just took the EQ here, added a thing at 2K and put a little shelf thingy, but I think Ozone Exciter does a little bit more complicated math in terms of the saturation. The actual mastering plugin, I just, oh, what's this? Oh, this is the Imager. I'm just taking that high end above, what is that, above 10K? Making it a little, oh, and then this band is like above 2.2K, just making it a little bit wider. Just wanted to make the high end a little more spacious sounding, because you'll see a lot of this track is just like about that atmosphere and kind of playing with the left and right channels. The master itself is pretty gentle. You can see here, not even like a dB or two of gain reduction, so pretty gentle. I mean, I think the track is, well, I'm saying the track is not intended to be that loud anyway, so yeah. Bass mono below 180, and this is just an empty EQ to visualize. So let me go ahead and freeze the MIDI tracks to save on CPU so that my computer's not stuttering as I'm trying to play it back. Okay, and then this Bell's MIDI as well. Freeze track. I have the kick MIDI as well. Probably just freeze that one. Almost there. Oop, that was interesting. And then this one here. Alright, when I play this back, I'm just going to play it straight from beginning to end. So you can it's funny that it's like a little audio burp there as it finishes freezing the track. So yeah, as I play it, I will mute my mic so that you can hear it in all of its aural clarity. I will kind of show all the effects and stuff I have on every track here, on every layer, as it plays through. And I'm just going to play it through beginning to end, and there we go. Okay, I only made it through, well, I was only able to show on screen the layers up to and including this piano MIDI track, which you couldn't fully see because I had frozen that particular layer. So I'm just gonna play it. I'm gonna play it through again from beginning to end and show you vocals on down. And one thing I noticed as I was playing it through was it's clipping. I don't know why. It's going above 0 dBFS there, and I don't know why. I did notice this before. I have I have the ceiling here set to detect true peaks and at negative 0.3 dB, which is what I usually aim for. So I don't know what's up there. I'm gonna go ahead and what's the thing called? It's like an ozone limiter. Ozone limiter. I'm gonna add an ozone limiter here. I wonder if do I put the base mono here for the ozone maximizer? Let me turn off this limiter. I was going to use the catch peaks. Okay, we'll do that in a sec. I put the base mono before the ozone maximizer. Does that help? So let me see. Maybe that fixed it. I'm not sure because I don't remember exactly where in the track it was clipping, peaking above 0. So the other thing I could try is using this catch peaks. Maybe I could see if that helps, but may not be necessary. I'm gonna keep that turned off. I'm gonna see if this swapping the order of the ozone maximizer and my utility with base mono helps this time around, because I am gonna play it through a second time, and I'll keep an eye on the meter as I am playing it. So, cool. I will play it one more time. Save. Awesome. So, one thing I noticed that time was that it did not clip. Everyone above negative 0.3. So, oops. So I think the answer to that was in fact putting my ozone maximizer after the bass mono utility. Is that something I should remember from now on? I guess so. But now I'm wondering if ozone maximizer is in fact would it be causing some of the frequencies below 180 to not be mono? A predicament. So let's see. We'll play it from here. By the way, that's like one of my favorite parts of the track right there, that little animal sounding noise, which is really just like a bass sound that I warped or modified. Yeah, I just like that texture. So if I go here, I'm just trying to see bass mono. What am I trying to figure out here? I'm trying to figure out if my bass frequencies are in fact mono or not. Okay, well the thing that I'm talking about is definitely true, because you can see when I put it after the maximizer, it's going up to negative 0.1, and then here it's staying at negative 0.3. Now the question is, how can I make sure the maximizer is not accidentally taking some of those bass frequencies and making it stereo? I'm not exactly sure the answer to that question. If anyone knows, let me know. But right now, I'm not going to worry about that, because I think this is probably the better way to do it. Okay. There was one other part of this track that I would say is like my favorite, which is around here. There's like a really pretty bell thing that shines through for just a moment. Right there, and I kind of intentionally did that. I let those bells kind of ring out for that moment, and you can hear the bells leading up to that moment. But right there, you're kind of like, oh, that's pretty. I'll play it one more time. It happens right around here where my mouse is. Right here. Yeah, so those are my two favorite parts of the track. That one there and this one here. Okay, cool. And one other thing I thought of as I was looking through all these layers was, did I remember to sidechain all of the relevant tracks to the kick? So I have, well, let's just start bottom to top, because otherwise I'm going to forget. Or top to bottom. So kick, bass kick, that's fine. Kick, MIDI, hats. Hats. I don't usually sidechain the hats to the kick. especially because these are all pretty high frequencies and the kick is, yeah, the kick is not overlapping. I think that is fine. Snap, similar logic as to the hats. Hat snaps, wubs. Wubs should probably be sidechain to the kick, so yep, I don't have that on here. Do I want to use the track spacer plugin, which detects the frequencies and dynamically only ducks those frequencies, or do I just want to go ahead and use a simple compressor, Ableton compressor? Answering my own question, I'm going to go, yes, I am talking to myself. I'm talking to Pusheen, who is the equivalent of my rubber ducky that programmers use. Pusheen, which sidechain should I use? Pusheen says, I think the normal one will suffice because, well, actually, if you look at the wubs, and yeah, the way I've EQ'd it, the frequencies are pretty much the same frequencies as the kick. So they're like directly overlapping. So in that case, like, I don't need to be too dynamic about it. I can just, thank you, Pusheen. Put it back over here now. Boop. All over. Okay. So, where was I? Okay. Put on the wubs. Rename it so I know what I'm doing. Sidechain to kick. Audio from kick. Boom. Fast release. Fast attack. Ducking it by about 7 dB. Let's do a little less. Okay, 6 dB. Yep, I should let the kick come through better when it's playing at the same time. Without the sidechain. With the sidechain. Cool. So that's that. And that was on wubs, so keep it going down through all the layers. Piano. Yep, for good hygiene, I'm going to put that sidechain here too. Put it right before utility. I like the syncopated rhythm of that piano, which means it doesn't come on every single one, which naturally separates it from the kick, but the rhythm is cool. Anyways, so that sidechain works fine. Piano MIDI. This is the fuzzy piano. Yep. Okay. Well, now I should unfreeze this track. Put in that sidechain. Cool. Vocals. I'm not going to put a sidechain in this one because similar logic is what I was saying with the hats and the snap earlier. The frequencies that this vocal is occupying are 1K and above anyway, so I don't think it's interfering too much with that kick, so I don't feel the need to duck it out of the way. Fizzle's probably similar. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that. Risers though, yes. Wait, wrong track. Risers. I mean, these are also kind of, they sound more full. They're not just tinkles on top. But I already had this sidechain on here. This is track spacer. Yeah, I already had that on there. I think that's good. Oh, okay, I had it set to, what's this set to? The high cut 3. Okay. So it's only ducking the frequencies below 3K. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. Chimes. As with fizzles, vocals, hats, and snap, I think I'm gonna leave that as is. Noise. Oh yeah, I already had one on here. Yeah, look at that. It's the same thing it was doing to risers. Ducking stuff below 3K with hopefully a quick attack and quick release. Yep, I think I probably just copy pasted the plugin. Good. Strings, we're almost there. Almost done. Strings. Alright, so I think for strings I'm gonna, there's a little bit of stuff here. Oh, that does sound cool. Gonna do the same thing as noise and risers. Take this track spacer, put it here, put it here, move it here so you can see it. Cool. So leave that here for strings. And then finally, bells MIDI. Alright, gotta unfreeze this to take a look. They should call it melt instead of unfreeze. Melt track. Oh, oh dear. CPU's dying. But I think I know what I want to do on this one, which is the same thing I was doing on the strings. Because frequency-wise, yeah, there's some stuff down here that would make sense to duck out of the way. So I'm just going to trust that this... Here we go. Crazy stutter effect is coming from my CPU dragging, but this is doing the same thing. And so I feel pretty happy about that. Doing the same, copy pasted the track spacer plugin so that the side chaining I've set on the strings is going to be also doing the same thing applied to the bells MIDI. So now that I have that in there, freeze track. Freeze all three of my MIDI tracks, hopefully that makes things not die CPU wise. After this I'll play it through one more time for fun and call it a day, or call it a morning at least. Gotta get to work. Yeah, side chains. Usually I do a little fade in and fade out with the utility automation at the beginning and end of the track. That's when I'm rendering my master, just so there's a little bit of a fade at the beginning and end, just in case there's any extra noise or reverb or sound or whatever. I just want to make sure the tail is perfect. Okay, nice little audio burp. Piano MIDI. freeze. And the kick, MIDI, top kick, kick top. Here. Huh. Wait, did that work? What just happened? Oh, I had clicked flatten instead of, I mean, that works too, but I meant to click freeze. Wait, oh, it was frozen already. I never unfroze it. What am I doing? Yeah, so that's fine to leave. It was already frozen from earlier. But I just realized something. Like all the stuff I was saying earlier. Remember when I was saying, oh, the kick doesn't have highs, and therefore these high sounds don't interfere with it, blah, blah, blah. Well, it turns out my kick does have highs because that's precisely why I added this MIDI track. And you can see I EQ'd it to the highs. I did that to layer it so that my kick does have that high sound. But you know what? I'm okay with it. It's like not too much anyway. And the question would be, is this sound interfering with sounds like this, this, wait, no, not that one, this, or this. Okay, let's just hear it. Well, let's try to hear. I'm good with that. I'm happy with that because the interplay between them is actually quite nice. The question is, would I want to duck all of those other sounds that are not this whenever that one is playing? So the stuff that would be interfering with it would be these stuff here. I'm okay with it. Atmospheric wise, spatial effect, sound effect wise, I actually like this and this. Wait, this and this and this. I feel like those are more important than this. So I'm okay with it. Okay, awesome. Save. Play one more through, and I will call it a morning. I love those distorted, warpy effects at the end. Okay, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.